We have reached halfway point in the playoffs, which means it's do or die from here on in. And first up, 2 dates with destiny in Wales. Tomorrow night, it's Cardiff and Reading. Tonight, Swansea face Forest with a tie very much in the balance.
We promised you the unpredictable, we promised you the improbable, we promised you playoff drama. We've got it all.
Say about the playoffs, they are one of life's biggest roller coasters.
This certainly has the makings of a lively evening.
Oh, that's nasty.
And it's a red card.
It's high. It's dangerous.
Barini, they took a tip over from Camp. Forrest adamant it came off an arm. It's in. The flag is up. It will not count. Dyer!
That is a brilliant save from Lee Camp.
This one will be decided in South Wales.
It's become a fortress this season, quite simply the biggest football match this fledgling stadium has ever seen, proudly posting the best home record in the Championship. With a big question tonight, can Forest take liberty? It's the second leg of the Empire Championship playoff semi-finals. Swansea 0, Forest 0 from the first leg. And once again tonight, our picture's available on Sky Sports HD. Swansea start favourites, but that might suit Forest. Expectation weighing heavily on Billy Davies and his team when their promotion dream died at this same stage last season. You can see how pumped he is for this tonight. And his team will try and silence a bumper Swansea crowd, urging their team onto greater glories. They've tasted just 2 seasons at the top tier in their entire history, and they're daring to dream again, maybe even of an all-Welsh final. Neil Taylor's red card was not rescinded on appeal, so Gary Monk starts in his place. Alan Tate switches to left back. Fabio Barini, who ran himself ragged in that first leg, was substituted with a hamstring concern. He is fit and does play from the start. And it's a rethink for Billy Davies. 4 changes in all. Gimusi in for McKenna, and also pace up top. McGoldrick, Tudgay and Tyson all come in. No goals, but no shortage of drama either in that first leg last week in Nottingham. Swansea had the fight with 10 men. Do they have the quality to finish Forest off with 11? Remember, Forest, though, have been here before, as have our guests tonight. Peter Beagrie and the Queen's Park Rangers manager, Neil Warnock. How much are you looking forward to this, Neil?
Absolutely. The pitch is fantastic, and I just think the excitement, it was not boring. You could feel a tension the other night in both games. And I think tonight and tomorrow night, I think we're going to have 2 cracking games. I hope there's a goal early doors so that they've both got to have a go, you know. But, you know, it'll be very close.
What do you think will be the difference tonight, Peter?
I think the tempo. We look at the Forest side now, and he's put a lot of pace in the side on a big pitch like this. And I'm really pleased, really, because I think although there's a negative, which means that Swansea in that midfield area can outpass people at times, there's also a positive on the break for Forest. We look at the likes of Tyson coming in, you know, Tudgay coming in there as well. We've got McGoldrick, you know, and when you look at McGugan in the mix as well, we've got 4 genuine threats there as far as individual talents on the Forest side.
Is that a gamble, Neil, or is that the right way to go?
I think it's the right way to go, mate. Only because I think when you come to Swansea, they are the best footballing side in our division by a mile. When you come here, if you give them the opportunity to pass it around for fun, they will do. So I think it's good that Billy's going to sort of mix it a little bit and get a bit more pace in it. You need pace in here. And also Swansea are going to have to, whereas, you know, with 10 men they go back and defend deep, because they've got to go forward and score goals, they will come out further. And like Peter says, that threat of that extra pace, I think you had to go with that if I were. And I think Billy's team is spot on, personally.
They haven't scored against you this year, Neil, Swansea, in 2 games. 0-0 here. You beat them 4-0 at your place. What's the key to giving them a rough ride?
Well, Paddy Kenny saved a good penalty down here. I didn't think it was a penalty, by the way, but as always. I just thought we were strong to start with in the midfield area, and we caused them problems, you know, and, you know, they look at their star players and we looked at ours, and Tarabut, you know, for example, he got a bit of the ball, looked dangerous, and it was end-to-end. but we defended very well when we had to, and we always looked threatening. So although it was a 0-0 draw down here, it was a good 0-0 draw, and the home game was our best performance of the season, I think, against the top side at Loftus Road.
Swansea's wide players had largely a defensive job to do, Peter, last week because of the early red card. Will we expect to see more of them going forward tonight?
Yeah, undoubtedly, and a big plus for them, Barini being fit first and foremost, because I thought he did incredibly well up front on his own. Dyer was always a threat, unbelievable, you know, just in motion all the time. And the threat from the goal threat from Sinclair this season from out wide has been phenomenal, really. And Brendan Maloney's got a big job on his hands because Sinclair did a lot of defensive work. You know, we look at that 24 goals from the wide. It's brilliant. He might have had a few penalties in there as well. But that's another cause for concern for Forest because when they overturn possession, they break really, really quickly and they drive into the box. These two wide men got really quick feet. They've had 11 penalties this year. That shows they get forward.
He gets all the praise with the goals, and he's a lovely lad as well, by the way. He's a hard worker and he's caused havoc this year. But the other lad at the other side, Dyer, he doesn't get the goals. But by gum, he's not half a threat. You can't rest on your laurels. And I think the answer tonight is going to be Gunter, Maloney. Can they cope with them two? And at the same time, then gives Forest a little bit more freedom to attack, Peter, in that respect.
Would you confess to actually like watching Swansea play?
I think so. You've got to enjoy watching them, but I think it's good tactically to see how you can beat Swansea because they are. If you let them have the ball, they'll have it for 5-10 minutes at a time. So you haven't got to get worried about that. The time to get worried is if Dyer and Sinclair actually get behind you and start getting balls back from the byline. You know, you've got to make sure you defend well against them.
Final word with the managers, Billy Davies and Brendan Rodgers, with Greg Whelan.
Brendan, it's all square, but you're back in front of your own fans, a full house tonight. How big an opportunity beckons for your players?
Yeah, absolutely. We just wanted to make sure after the first game that we brought the game back to here, and we still had a great chance, and obviously that's how it's developed. So we're really looking forward to playing here.
4 changes from the first leg, changes up front, Tudgay and Tyson, McGoldrick behind. Tell us your thinking.
No, just again, different type for a different game, and there's no doubt that tonight we've got a different type of threat, basically. So, we know we've got some very good players in this squad, and again tonight we've got people who can score goals, and also we've got people that can create goals.
Fabio Barini starts. How welcome is that?
Yeah, that was important for us. He'd obviously never had an injury before and around his hamstring, so we just felt a little something away at Forest. But obviously the scan showed up; it wasn't anywhere near as bad as what we first thought. So he's trained the last couple of days and looked very good. Nevertheless,
he's an important player for you at the moment. Has there been an element of gamble in picking him?
Not really, no. I think obviously we didn't want to risk him if we felt that there was. So obviously the scan showed up fine. He's obviously responded very well out on the field, and he's a very mature boy. So he understands the importance of the game, and he's obviously fully fit.
Swansea this time are at home. They are the favourites. The onus is on them. Could that suit your players?
Well, I've been there in the past, Greg, at Preston, as you know, 26 undefeated, having got a draw away from home and then found a loss at home, and then of course last season with Forest, a great run at home, and then getting into these playoffs on the night, it just doesn't work for you. So I've been here too many times, Greg. You and I have been here too many times, and we know that it's 90 minutes of football, and you need the lady luck, you need those refereeing decisions, and it'll all be about on the night who goes and does the job best.
Thanks, Billy.
Thank you.
Swansea big favourites. Peter, did you give Forest though a big chance?
Absolutely, with the team that they've got out, it's an opposite. Swansea in possession are a total different proposition than out of possession, and Neil's touched on it there. Forest can overturn possession early on and get forward and commit bodies forward and really go for it. There's a threat, but I still have Swansea as favourites.
If Tudgay is the man that's furthest forward for them, how big a role does he have tonight, Neil?
He has to keep the two centre-halves. I think he has to keep them, Williams and Monk, he has to keep them occupied. And when he's on his game and when he puts himself about, he's as good a striker as there is. So I'm looking forward to watching him tonight because he's so important to keep that ball and bring the other lads in. Like Pierce said, they've got pace, and they've got opportunities.
It's a great point, Dave, because they've got McGoldrick and McGugan, who great strikes from distance. We know they both possess that. If he can hold it up and they can run off him, they've got a great chance.
And we are almost ready to go. Your match commentators tonight, Don Goodman and Bill Leslie.
Well, first, let's have a check on the two teams that they hope will provide a passage to Wembley.
It'll be refreshing for Swansea to be back to 11 men after the early red card for Neil Taylor in the first 2 minutes of the first leg. He failed in his appeal against it, so Gary Monk will continue in the heart of defence. Alan Tate continue at left back. Stephen Dobbie should certainly be fresh after he played just 2 minutes at the City ground before he was sacrificed, and that will also help Fabio Barini, who limped off in Nottingham but is fit to start here in Swansea, so just one change to the side from the first leg. Forest do opt for a slight change of approach. 4 changes to their side from the first leg. Nathan Tyson starts his first game in a month alongside Marcus Tudkai, who scored on his last 2 starts. David McGoldrick got a cracker in Forest's last away game at Palace. He'll play at the top of a diamond that is anchored by fit-again Guy Moussi. Chris Boyd and former Cardiff striker Rob Earnshaw provide attacking options from the Forest bench, and Craig Beattie, who played in the playoff final with Sheffield United 4 years ago, is drafted in to make up the numbers. Well, on nights like this is exactly what Swansea had in mind when they moved here to the Liberty Stadium 6 years ago.
Absolutely, they could have only dreamed of nights like this, couldn't they, 6 years ago? And it's only 8 years ago that they were 1 point away from going out of the Football League, and now they're literally 2 matches from reaching the promised land. It's been a fantastic effort from everybody concerned.
Have Nottingham Forest blown their chance after the first leg? Or have Swansea saved their best for the green grass of the Liberty Stadium? The playoff semi-final goes to a conclusion next.
Not a spare seat in the house, and why would there be? Because Swansea and Nottingham Forest are just 1 win away from Wembley, and then 1 win from the Premier League. They're that close now. Our pictures available for you on Sky Sports HD, and the match commentators Don Goodman and Bill Leslie.
Well, as you say, Dave, an absolute sellout here. And among the capacity here is the man who was the last to take Swansea into the top division in 1981. So we are ready to go. It's been a year since we've all been here, a playoff second leg. Worth a quick reminder, no away goals rule. Half an hour of extra time if it's needed, and penalties after that. A Wembley place up for grabs, 0-0 after the first leg. And Don Goodman alongside me with a slightly nostalgic look in his eye.
You noticed, yeah. I mean, it's not very often that I personally miss being a player, but it's nights like these, you know. I walked on the pitch, it's absolutely perfect. I listen to the atmosphere, I know what's at stake, and I'd love to be out there, simple as.
Well, the nuts and bolts of this situation are that Nottingham Forest came into the playoffs as the informed side. They have to offset that against the fact that the Liberty Stadium, over the course of a 46-game season in the Empire Championship, has been the hardest place to come. Swansea score here, they very rarely concede here. But this is the playoffs, and this is Tyson for Forest. To their top scorer, Lewis McGugan, hung up. McGoldrick was close to it, but Britton there. And here's Dyer, the standout player for Swansea in the first leg. The fans' player of the year here at the Liberty Stadium.
Well, straight away, it's not gone lost on me that as the ball earlier on, within the first minute, was played back to Dorst de Vries, the Swansea goalkeeper, and it was a full-court press in footballing terms as opposed to basketball terms. Nottingham Forest, one of the mistakes they made at the City ground, they allowed the goalkeeper lots of time to pick his passes. They're clearly going to try and make him kick it long if they can.
Sinclair to Tate. Ashley Williams. Dobby, well, we hardly saw anything of him in the first leg, did we, after Neil Taylor's red card, which was long since gone by the match had reached this stage. He had already been removed, and Gary Monk had been sent on. So that's another factor that is worth consideration, because he's been in super form for Swansea.
Absolutely. It was a huge job, wasn't it, for Brendan Rodgers to pick Stephen Dobbie up, because he had no choice but to bring the forward-thinking Dobbie off. It was a tactic that proved very, very wise, but nevertheless, He would have had to put an arm around Stephen Dobbie, I'm sure, and get him right up, because he's one of the people out there that could win this match for Swansea.
This is him on the ball here, the Scotsman. Lovely ball to Dyer. First shot blocked by Wes Morgan. Chambers to clear for Forest. Joe Allen, the young Welsh 21-year-old. Dobbie again, starting to conduct things in an attacking sense for Swansea. Given away by Musi. How costly will that prove? The cutback is a good one, but so too is the block from Chambers to deny the young Italian Fabio Barini.
Well, spoke about Dyer being the player of the season for Swansea. That fella there, Luke Chambers, player of the season for Forest. He's just demonstrated why. Gets out like a flash.
Touch from McGoldrick, but not enough on it. Early days, but signs that Swansea are settling into their stride. Andre Mariner, the referee, another Premier League game for a Championship playoff. He's seeing an offence there, shook his head as the question was asked of him. Dobbie, dip to the shoulder, Cohen was there. Now Guy Musi, who's over that calf injury that's kept him out of the last couple of games.
It's twice now Musi's given the ball away.
And this is Dyer. Again, it took a block from Morgan, this time at the expense of a Swansea corner.
Oh, one or two players having a word with Guy Musi, because twice in the opening 4 minutes, in his final third, his own final third, he's given the ball away. Cannot afford to do that, least of all against a team like Swansea City.
To Scott Sinclair. Dyer thought he was going to get that. Cohen stolen in the nick of time. Now a chance for Tyson to stretch his legs. Super run this from Nathan Tyson. Still with work to do, still support required. It's McGoldrick, and he glances off the top of the crossbar. What a super counter-attack from Nottingham Forest.
Well, I'm looking at the bench. They've got their hands on their heads again, but this is why Nathan Tyson starts here tonight. Counter-attacking, pace, and I'll tell you what, he picks the right option. Waits for McGoldrick to arrive, finds him with a pass, and McGoldrick does well. He gets a real good contact on it, but on his weaker side, it's always rising, and it's fractions too high from giving Nottingham Forest the lead. But what a start we've had to this match. Well, Swansea, you have been warned. And he can have a 5-yard deficit or more to make up on most players. He is absolutely rapid, and Nottingham Forest simply have to use him here tonight. Use him wisely.
He has kept it in play. McGugan.
Well, David McGoldrick did ever so well to try and support Nathan Tyson, didn't he? It was a long bursting run that nearly got its reward.
Good guy. Maloney. Right there with the header, the Swansea City captain. He's missed large swathes of the season recently with injury, but back when they need him most for this final push to Wembley. Morgan, rock at the back for Forest. Chambers has cannoned off his shin. That's why Dyer can collect it here. Barini. Dobbie. Lucy has it and finds a teammate this time. Lewis McGugan.
That's good, strong defending from Ashley Williams. I do feel that both defences are going to be tested significantly here tonight. Two decent defences out there as well, but lots of potent strikers out there.
Movement already out, significant standout factor as it was in that first leg. Tate, Sinclair, Borini, Sinclair, catching practice for Lee Camp, and indeed it is. Goalkeepers thrive on clean sheets, and for the first time since January, Lee Camp comes into a match on back-to-back shutouts.
Well, it's timely, isn't it? We know all about Swansea's defence. Best in all 4 divisions at home, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very, very difficult to break down.
A little boost for us that they've done it already, and they look to do it again here. Cohen going to be the creator, getting a corner off Tate.
Well, I said in the first leg that I felt this was an area that Nottingham Forest could exploit. Set pieces, corners, free kicks. I think the height in the team and the aerial prowess has probably been boosted by the changes that Billy Davies has made, and that fella there, Luke Chambers, certainly been amongst the goals recently.
3 in his last 4, Chambers. Morgan, I want to meet it.
Well, it's a free header for Wes Morgan. Maybe should have been doing better. Not really noted for his goal scoring, but free header, needs to head it down. This is the Tyson. Look at McGoldrick, he's hairing up. He's got a lot of ground to make up, and he's ever so unlucky. He probably can't do much more than that. They may think that he had given them the lead, but encouragement for Forest. We spoke about the fact that Swansea's defence have only conceded 11 championship goals out here. Nottingham Forest got 2 of those. They may have lost, but they were one of the teams that were able to score more than once, and that's a rarity for opposition teams here.
Swansea would counter that by saying that they should have got 6 or 7 by the point.
Yeah, true enough.
But on the flip side, Forest hit the woodwork late on, and it could have been a draw. They know when they come here, opposition sides, that Swansea are going to have the bulk of the play, probably the bulk of the chances, but they also know that there will be a spell in the match when the Swansea levels drop. We do get a look in.
Well, we knew it'd be dangerous before the game for anybody of the Swansea persuasion to think that the hard part had been done. Make no mistake, that was the message Brendan Rodgers was giving to his players and the supporters and everybody that wanted to listen. Yes, they've got this fantastic home record. The job needs doing. And with that comes the pressure of the occasion as well.
Well, we've seen it so many times, haven't we? Whatever the competition may be, home advantage takes you so far. It starts to get nervy. It starts to get jittery. It quickly becomes home hindrance. Forest found that at times in the first leg.
You only have to go back 12 months to remember 3 of these 4 championship semi-finals, the away team actually won.
So Williams gets it. Sinclair. The first time in the history of the championship playoffs that both first legs have finished goalless.
Well, this is the situation. Nottingham Forest are pressing in, trying to make Doris de Vries kick it. Kick it long, but he passed it. That's not what Forest are after.
Another absolutely exquisite playing surface, just as it was in the first leg at the City Ground. Both sides enjoying zipping it around early on. Here's the young Welshman Gunter. Tyson. Trying to test Monk and doing well to get beyond him. Gunter still forward. Deflected behind for a Nottingham Forest corner.
Well, once again, the pace of Nathan Tyson causes Swansea's defenders 1 or 2 problems. He fronts Gary Monk this time. Again, Gary Monk must think, I've got him, there's no way to go, but the pace gets him there, gets it in. Another opportunity created by Nathan Tyson.
Chambers closest to it, but Alan Tate doing exactly what was required, getting it away and getting it well away.
One of the things that Forest didn't do at the City Ground was test the Swansea defence as much as they should have done. They didn't get in behind them, not once, I don't think. That's clearly part of the big plan here tonight.
Well, there'll be a test here for the Nottingham Forest defence. Dyer. Moving ahead of him, Sinclair. Maloney got a telling touch just to force it away. The danger's not clear yet, though. Sinclair, Fislow. Any touch from anyone would have done.
Well, it's almost too good, and the only person trying to get in the danger area for the tap-in is Fabio Barini. Maybe a natural goal scorer. Both Stephen Dobbie and Nathan Dyer hang out. Dyer sets it up initially. Maybe should have been a better ball to Sinclair, but look, Barini on his own. The other two just hang out, and that means that's got to be perfect. And that's the difference. No, any touch on this by a striker, or even a defender for that matter, and that ball could end up in the net. Brilliant wing play from Scott Sinclair.
Here's Tate.
You have to say, don't you, neither of these teams playing it cautiously. Fast, frenetic and open. Opportunities at both ends.
Angel Rangel, Spanish fullback. Broken up by Musi, that's exactly what he's in there to do. Movement by McGoldrick. McGugan. It's more of a shape, more of a fluency about the way Nottingham Forest are approaching this one. Billy Davis admitted as much, didn't he, Don? It was Forest who were thrown out of their stride more than Swansea by the early red card.
He did. I know that he wasn't happy with the tempo which his team played once they had that extra man, which of course was after 53 seconds. Made it much more comfortable for Swansea than it should have been, but certainly started much more brightly here than they did last Thursday evening.
Guy useful in the air. Chambers has come up as well for this one, so too Wes Morgan. Varying the tempo. Nottingham Forest taking their time. Recently swept in McGoldrick again, the one who was closest to testing Doris de Vries.
Well, any more of a touch, or maybe less of a touch, and this is in. What he does is he gets a glance on the ball and sends it straight to Doris de Vries. But once again, Nottingham Forest demonstrating how dangerous they are from set pieces.
Careering forward. He was fouled earlier on before he got through to Guy Musi. And Andre Mariner's pulled it back. Dyer. Fizzed into Barini. Rangel. Dyer. Barini. Lovely movement. Here's Angel Rangel!
Well, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Everything's brilliant except the crucial part, the finish. And this is what you call an attacking fullback, Angel Rangel. Times his run to perfection. Great first touch, poor second touch. He's trying to dink it over Lee Camp with the outside of his boot. May have been better served. Trying to hit that with his left foot.
Sinclair. We said to me before the game, Don, Angel Rangel, we might just see a little bit more of him in an attacking sense this evening. And that's exactly, I'd imagine, what you were talking about.
Well, exactly that, yeah. Just once at the City ground, he got forward and he played a nice 1-2 and got in behind Nottingham Forest. We've seen for the last few seasons why that fella's rated so highly. Very, very good attacking fullback.
Here he is on the ball now. Rangel, Leon Britton, who's in his second coming at the club, re-signed in January from Sheffield United. He left the Empire Championship at one end of the table. Will Swansea be doing it at the other?
So that's what Nottingham Forest should not be allowing Swansea to do. Pass the ball out.
Musi. Here's Williams.
Here's Dobby. He's gone in behind Musi. Chambers makes the challenge. Gunter back to camp. Typically towering header there from Ashley Williams. Here's Barini. Tate. Lovely turn from Barini, deflected, and now Swansea have hit the crossbar too.
Wow. Absolutely wow. How on earth this game is still 0-0, I do not know. This is brilliant once again. Watch his movement, he's ever so clever. Barini drifts into where the space is and holds his run. Well, he may just get away with that, but the turn's brilliant. Let's give Wes Morgan credit, because he gets just enough of a block in here to bounce that ball up and onto the crossbar. It may well have nestled in the net had Wes Morgan not got that touch.
Well, chalk and cheese compared to the first tie, isn't it? The opening 18.5 minutes here.
Well, where's it gone? We are nearly 20 minutes in and it's just absolutely flown by. And that's credit to both teams. Fast, frenetic, high on quality. Super game.
What we might have expected from the two clubs who came into the playoffs as the two in-form sides.
Well, we wondered how this game was going to pan out, and look at that. That's the way it normally happens for Swansea City, but you have to say Nottingham Forest have done much more with their 30% possession than they did at the City ground. They look a real threat on the counter-attack. They knew that Swansea were going to have a lot of the football, but they also knew that by bringing in the likes of Tyson and Tudgai and McGoldrick, they were going to carry more of a threat to get in behind that Swansea defence. Perfect for counter-attacking.
Forest came here knowing that they needed to overcome a record that had seen them lose 9 games on the road in the regulation season, but they also came here knowing they'd won their last 2. McGugan, scorer in their last away win at Crystal Palace, which secured this playoff place. Now Musi. Missed the help of Cohen. Lewis McGugan.
The ball was a little bit stuck between his right foot and his left foot, because we've seen he is a player that is happy to use both feet. He's trying to bend that with the outside of his right foot.
Scooped forward by Gary Monk. Here's Chambers. His 4th playoff campaign. One of several in this Nottingham Forest side. The Nottingham Forest majority who experienced the pain at home against Blackpool this stage 12 months ago. Lewis McGugan. Maloney. Tudgai. There's Nathan Tyson. They still have it through Musi. Just about the halfway point of the first half, Billy Davis, Don, will be absolutely delighted.
Well, he must be absolutely thrilled, yeah. Anything he would want better quality in than that. No pressure on the ball. Brendan Maloney got to miss the first defender when you're trying to cross that ball. Cardinal sin.
Maloney suddenly looked to have been blocked off the ball there by Alan Tate.
He's a wily, experienced campaigner, isn't he? And there is no way that he was going to let Brendan Maloney get in behind him there. A bit of instruction for Wes Morgan, possibly about when the two centre-halves are in possession of the football and what Billy Davis would expect.
Here's that set-piece threat you've been talking about throughout these two playoffs, Don. The two candidates to deliver are Chris Cohen and Lewis McGugan. The usual company assembled just around the D. The features of Swansea's players, how quickly they look to move it. Every time it's out of play, they're really keeping that tempo up, aren't they?
It is a feature. It wasn't lost on me how remarkable their fitness levels were last Thursday evening at the City Ground. 90-odd minutes with 10 men.
Here's Tyson. McGugan. Chambers. To carry forward, little touch from Tudgai. Was there a shirt pull there from McGoldrick? Well, it wasn't spotted by Andre Mariner. Here come Chambers. Forest haven't finished yet, or have they? The referee's whistle has gone, and it's for Swansea.
One or two little complaints from Nottingham Forest to Andre Mariner, who was in the absolute perfect position as this is flicked round. Watch McGoldrick. There's a shirt look. Left arm of Alan Tate. Dangerous, dangerous game for a defender to play. Look at that. I mean, it's outside the area, that's the only thing. Well, it's inside by the time he lets go. But it's blind side of Andre Mariner.
At best, it's high-risk defending.
It's high-risk defending, yeah. And it's something that has crept in ever more over the years into football.
Just a hint of a slip from Williams, no harm done, though. Gunter.
I wonder whether he's going to have any big decisions the way Mike Dean had in literally the first minute at the City Ground.
Lucy, that's the power he possesses to drive at the much smaller midfielders he's up against. Still going, Lucy, fizzed into Tudgai. On his way back, did pull back.
And there's the irony, isn't it? He's going to get a yellow card for his troubles. And Marcus Tudgai and Chris Cohen maybe just asking, well, what about the last shirt? Look, there you go. What about in the penalty area there? Same thing. He's going to have to tread carefully, isn't he? Because he's up against the lively Nathan Dyer out there, and he needs one mistimed challenge.
Who's actually probably fortunate to be playing in this game anyway. He could easily have been sent off towards the end of the first leg.
He is fortunate to be playing, but he is playing. He's going to have to tread carefully defensively now.
Just remember, there's also the potential of another half an hour to be tagged on if the scoreline stays like this, if it's any sort of a draw.
Well, Nottingham Forest, in terms of possession, look, they've been a little more patient with the ball. I bet you very, very rarely see that here at the Britannia Stadium. Swansea, second best in terms of possession.
Rangel again driving forward, seeking Barini. Perhaps seemed to lose sight of it for a moment.
When we spoke about decisions for referees, Billy Davis has mentioned it a couple of times in interviews about how do you get through these playoffs. Maybe it'll take a refereeing decision. They didn't get one at the City Ground. Should they have had one here? Look where Andre Mariner is. He wasn't looking at the first pull, and he couldn't see the second pull. That's the problem for Nottingham Forest. That's a couple of times now that the referee's view has been blocked. An incident may, just may, have led to penalty claims.
Tate has certainly got a nudge there, and the assistant, Mr. Collin, on this near side, spotted it. Sinclair. Dobby. Super ball for Barini. Chambers is there and cuts out the danger. Stayed with him all the way, and he needed to as well.
And this fella's a clever player. A very, very aware striker whose clever movement causes defenders problems.
Sinclair's come close. Swansea just mix it up a little. Leon Britton. Good feet from Leon Britton. Oh, how about that? The first goal in this tie is 1-2 treasure from Leon Britton.
Well, Lee Camp just waved it bye-bye. Couldn't get anywhere near it, but I think there'll be an inquest. I think there'll be an inquest into how Leon Britton was able to find that kind of space, because he was fronted by a Forest defender who allowed him. Look at that, it's Marcus Tudgay. Look how easy Marcus Tudgay gets done here. That is way, way too easy. The rest of it is absolutely brilliant. There's absolutely nothing that Lee Camp can do about a strike like that, directed right in the corner, but there will be an inquest. Strikers defending. Brendan Rodgers doesn't care, does he?
Here's McGoldrick. Well, it's taken a time to come, hasn't it, that first goal, but everyone here at the Liberty Stadium of a black and white persuasion feels it's worth the wait, well worth the wait. Is it, though, the one that is worth its weight in gold?
Well, time will tell us. Absolutely fantastic strike. I don't think he should have been allowed to be in that position.
Cohen corner for Nottingham Forest.
Good defending. Can Forest get straight back into this tie? We know they've got character. We've seen them come many times from conceding the first goal.
Pushed away well. Monk got a little bit on it. Attacked pathetically away by the smallest man out there, Nathan Dyer. Here's Sinclair leading the Swansea charge. Mousie's across there. His body between man and ball. Sinclair won't give up on him.
Well, Leon Britton scored in the last victory, didn't he? Last game of the season against Sheffield United. But what a stunner. Lee Camp can only stand and watch because he can't see. His sight is completely blocked by a sea of bodies in front of him. And Leon Britton, an unlikely first goal scorer? Possibly. Possibly. But look what it means to the people of Swansea.
Well, he did score here on the final day. The final goal, in fact, in that 4-0 win against the club that he left Swansea for, Sheffield United. But that was his first in 159 games. He's now got 2 in 2 here at the Liberty Stadium. All these playoffs are cast for characters like little Leon Britton to step up and get their names in club folklore. It's a bit early to say that he's done that.
Oh, it's amazing, isn't it? Some players belong at certain clubs, and it seems Leon Britton belongs right here at Swansea City. Went away to Sheffield United and wasn't the same player.
Moussie loses out again, thinks better of pulling back at Scott Sinclair in a worse style than he did. Still enough to give away the free kick, but crucially nothing more.
Again, Premier League referee tried to allow an advantage to be gained, and may well bite your nails, because I don't think Nottingham Forest can afford to go 2 down against a team like Swansea.
It's a Dobby delivery. It's away by Tudgay. Joe Allen underneath it. And Moussie. Who at times have shown symptoms tonight, Don, of being a little rattled by the occasion.
Well, final game of the regular season away at Crystal Palace. Guy Moussie gave the ball away an awful lot, and in the end Billy Davies took him off. But he has been short on football. I don't want to be overcritical, but possession against Swansea, you've got to keep it.
This is Dobby at the heart of things again. Super work! And it is two! Stephen Dobby did it for Blackpool last year against Forest. He's done it for Swansea this. Swansea 2, Forest 0.
Oh. Hands on head. Can't believe it back there, Nottingham Forest. Can they again? It's come out of nothing, hasn't it? It's come out of absolutely nothing. A throw-in. Look where Dobby gets the ball. Give and go. And then he's running at the Forest defenders. Little nutmegs on Luke Chambers. And a super finish. You have to say, a precision finish. But this is a man in form. This is what he brings to the table. Great skill and a great finish. And a long, long way back if Nottingham Forest are going to be going to the Premier League this season. How big a goal could that be?
Well, with one you have cause to celebrate, with two you almost have cause to be comfortable. You certainly have a cushion, and that's exactly what Swansea have. Two rat-a-tat goals have knocked the stuffing out of Nottingham Forest. And the player who really felt it when he was sacrificed in the first leg because of the red card has stepped up here in the second.
Well, he has. That's wonderful play, isn't it? Give and go, that's what Swansea are about. Little nutmeg, bit of skill, and how about that? Absolute precision, low and hard, all the way along the ground. And that's why Lee Camp can't get down to palm that away. Absolute wonderful goal. And they are two goals that have been as a result of Swansea players having the confidence to take defenders on.
Call it what you will, the liberty factor, but it certainly provided Swansea questions that Forest haven't had the answer to. Might be another here. Barini looking to feed Sinclair rather than take it on himself.
Once again, where have we seen that before?
It's contagious, spreading from Poznan to the Liberty Stadium, the Celtic Park and the City of Manchester Stadium as well.
Well, he must have been absolutely so proud of his players at the City ground, but I can tell you what, probably even more proud of them right now. But it was that performance with 10 men that gave them the opportunity here. Lots of teams could have gone under. All about the next goal now, isn't it? All about the next goal. If Nottingham Forest can get it, they give themselves half a chance. If it goes to Swansea City, you really will feel that would be it.
Bobby. McGugan. Billy Davis has been fulsome in his praise of Nottingham Forest's character and belief in salvaging their season when they look to be missing out on the playoffs. They're going to need to find that in bucket loads here. They're going to need to do what they did here in the league visit in March and score 2 goals and not be breached again. Swansea attack that is growing in menace and effectiveness with every passing minute.
Well, the one thing they haven't done, Nottingham Forest, is find a way of getting Nathan Tyson's pace in behind that Swansea defence. It happened very early on, didn't it? And they must have thought things are looking good, but since that time, they just haven't been able to get the ball in Nathan Tyson's direction. It's something they need to do to put the smiles back on their faces.
Billy Davis's 5th bite at the playoffs. He's been promoted once with Derby. Is it going to be more pain for Nottingham Forest, who every time they have been in the playoffs have never found a way to negotiate this semi-final stage? Williams.
So hard to play against, isn't it, when you've got comfortable centre-halves on the ball that are prepared to be patient. When do you go in and chase it? If you do go in and chase it, are you being supported from behind? Are your teammates supporting you? Because if they're not, Swansea will pick you off. Look at the movement, look at the way David McGoldrick's having to go chasing side to side. Horrible job when you're against it.
Chasing shadows at times here. Nottingham Forest, even Dyer. Out jump Gunter. Well, they couldn't keep the ball in play. Like you said, on your 2-0 down anywhere, it's a mountain to climb, especially in a playoff situation like this, even though away goals don't have any extra relevance, it's worth stressing. So Forest do manage to get 2 and restrict Swansea. They'll still go to extra time if it finishes like that. Offside.
These are the dangers that Swansea probe offer you, don't they? Sinclair's beyond the last defender, you can see, by a good yard there. Easy decision for the assistant. Fine lines, we talk about fine lines, don't we? We hark back, maybe. Are there referees out there that would have given a penalty for a tug on the shirt?
At the moment, it's all that Forest do have to deal in what-ifs and maybe on another days.
Yep.
Swansea so far are making it their day. What a massive couple of days it is for football in the Principality of Wales. Cardiff against Reading, also goalless after the first leg. They play to a finish. Live with us on Sky Sports from 7:30. Sinclair. McGugan. Still losing out possession in the engine room where Swansea are so effective. Dobby.
That's the difference now. Far back Nathan Tyson is. He's in a midfield area at the top of your screen there, just jogging forward. It's not where he can do the most danger.
Back to Chambers, pressure on the ball, forces them to surrender possession again, Forest.
What a threat he posed in the early parts of this match. Set up a chance for David McGoldrick, ran at Gary Monk, got in behind, set another chance up for Chris Gunter, but that's it, 40 minutes. Nottingham Forest have got the ball to him in the right areas of the pitch just twice. That's the problem of playing against a team like Swansea. Swansea are on the ball like now. Nathan Tyson has to go out on the left-hand side and try and cut off any supply to the right back, Angel Rangel, and in doing that, he's not the furthest man forward.
Monk. Williams carries out, but doesn't quite carry out what he intended to do.
And Billy Davies has got a bit of a problem because the team can't get the ball. Just trying to get a message on to one or two players. They have to work it out. Cannot afford to let Swansea have the ball. Time and space at the back just to keep ball, play keep ball. They're the best at it.
Where's Morgan? Always pressure on the ball when a Forest player has it. Morgan gets it away up to Cohen. Final pass is wayward. So we're getting a few touches on the ball. Try and build up a little bit of momentum. And it's more than momentum they need at the moment. For us, they need a spark from somewhere, Don.
They do, and they haven't had one for quite some time, certainly since the first goal. Seems to have knocked the stuffing out of them, and then for the second one, hadn't really had time to get over the first goal. But as I say, they do have character. Conceded first in matches 21 times, and they're unbeaten in 12 of those. That just shows you they have got fighting spirit, but they do need to get a goal back as soon as they can to have any possibility of overturning this.
It's worth reiterating, this isn't just the best home defence in the Championship they're up against, it's the best in all 4 divisions of English League football. A mighty mountain that Forest have to climb. McGugan.
Just a final pass, isn't it? To get into the final third. And they give the ball away. They're open to the counter-attack.
He's picked another lovely pass to release Scott Sinclair. Now Perini. Dyer arriving on the scene. Perini may not need him. He's around Chambers this time and forces the save from Camp at the near post.
I'll tell you what, he's looking sharp, and we heard Brendan Rodgers say how important it was that he was fit for this, but look at his movement, just pulls away from Luke Chambers, fronts him up, and then he backs himself to beat him with a bit of pace. Angle's always against him. But Lee Camp has got to be sharp to block that shot at the near post.
Well, I hear you say it time and time again. Just ask the question of the keeper in those sort of situations, and Perini certainly did. Take maybe under it, but so too is Lee Camp. Well, here's an opportunity to get Tyson in. There's his pace up against Rangel. He's isolated, he's on his own. Andre Mariner a long way back. To be fair, his assistant was up with play, and there's never any hint that he was going to make any sort of decision.
Well, he's further away from it than Andre Mariner, isn't he? They must look to do that more, Nottingham Forest.
It's no coincidence, is it, Don, as you touched on earlier? And this man who lays it off to Gunter here, Nathan Tyson, gets on the ball, gets in behind. That's when Swansea look really concerned.
Well, it is. It isn't a coincidence at all. But look, here he is picking the ball up. Midfield areas, not his strength for me.
2 added minutes. Dobby, who has made a difference, notwithstanding the goal he scored to make it 2-0.
Once again, still haven't really got to grips with how to deal with this kind of a situation. Swansea have the ball.
Davis and his coaching staff sometimes disappear early down the tunnel, but this time they want to stay to the bitter end of this half. Tudgay, can he get the touch? There's little glimmers of hope here and there for Nottingham Forest, but that's all they are.
That's all they are, but I keep saying the next goal in this match, if we do have one, is going to be absolutely vital. Very close to getting on the end of that. That's what Forest have to make Swansea do for me. The goalkeeper kick the ball long. 2 giant central defenders.
Forest, I suppose, Don, will have to focus on the fact that they had the first big chance of the game. It's a foul there by Chris Cohen. David McGoldrick hitting it against the top of the crossbar when the scores were still very much level. It was still 0-0 when David McGoldrick put his header straight at the goalkeeper.
Well, that's what we said, isn't it? It's fine, fine lines.
Well, Billy, 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 Billy,
Little Leon Britton, Great Britain they'll be feeling in this part of the world. And Stephen Dobbie has done it again in the playoffs against Nottingham Forest. That's why Swansea lead Forest 2-0 at the break.
It's over 2 years, almost 3 in fact, since Swansea have surrendered a 2-goal lead. You can see that Lee Camp protesting to Andre Mariner. Maybe, is he saying 2 penalty shouts? I think he did show 2 fingers, but not in that sense. Those claims have gone unanswered, though. Frustration for Forest at half-time. They're not dead yet. Neil Warnock and Peter Beagrie's thoughts in just a moment. It was Britain who had Wales rocking, certainly this part of South Wales anyway. And his efforts doubled up by a Scotsman of all. 2-0 Swans. Second half. Let's rejoin Don and Bill.
Well, for 10 long months, over the 46 games of the Empire Championship season, these two clubs have worked to get to this position. 5 first-half minutes here at the Liberty Stadium. Has it all gone up in smoke for Nottingham Forest? In their first season in the Championship playoffs, are Swansea going to make it through to Wembley? Well, they're on their way at the moment, unless Forest can do what very few, Don, have done here over the last few seasons and get a hefty thumping 3-0 win over 45 minutes.
Yeah, it seems like a long shot, doesn't it? But one thing we will tell Nottingham Forest fans, that they have scored at least 1 goal in the last 7 away games. Well, they need to score tonight in the second half, and they have to stop Swansea scoring just to even have a sniff.
Chambers. McGoldrick trying to win it back. He's fouled little Joe Allen. He's marking a few instructions there. What do you think was the gist of his message at half-time, Don? How do they get themselves back into it and stop Swansea, who've looked so lethal when they come forward?
Well, I think this is an area particularly that's of interest to me. They just didn't seem to know whether they should go close the goalkeeper down, or because he passes it out just like that, you see, and then all of a sudden they're into the midfield areas, having passed the ball out. It's a horrible conundrum to have, but Forest need to sort it out. They also need to get Nathan Tyson in behind that Swansea defence using his pace.
Well, here's Cohen. Going to use his guile as much as anything else to get the better of Angel Rangel. He's got Rob Earnshaw on the bench. He's got Chris Boyd, both proven goal scorers, whichever club they've been at. I
think it'll take a good 15 minutes or so to see how the start of this second half pans out, and then make his decisions.
Wes Morgan. Keeping it in, Alan Tate. He has given it away. Moussi wants movement. Back with a big Frenchman. Here's Chambers. See the intention of Tyson, but little Leon Britton wants to come away with it.
I don't know whether it's frustration or whatever, but to foul Leon Britton in that area of the pitch, surrounded by 3 Nottingham Forest players, wasn't going anywhere. A little shake of the head, a little bit of frustration.
It's almost exactly on the area of the pitch where he didn't make the challenge for the Leon Britton goal.
Ironies.
Strong header from Williams, neat touch from Dobbie. Now Barini. Rangel. Trying to play it in for Nathan Dyer. Gunter was alive to the threat. As Tugai. Cohen.
McGoldrick. Tyson might just steal in here behind Angel Rangel. It's teed up, and it's a gorgeous chance that's squandered by Nottingham Forest. Well, if they are going to get back into it, they've got to take chances like that.
Well, I would go as far as to say it's the best chance of the match, and once again, look at the pace of Nathan Tyson. It's all about his pace, and then he pulls it back into the danger area, and Marcus Tudgay, what an opportunity. What an opportunity squandered. Fine lines. You won't want to see that again.
Well, again, Forest must look for the positive in it. They've made the chance, even though they haven't taken it.
Absolutely. You look at two McGoldrick chances, you look at that chance, you look at one certain penalty shout that you might get on another day. We haven't been a million miles away, but we keep using these words, fine lines, don't we?
Rangel will be relieved that nothing came of that. Tyson was able to storm in behind him. A wonderful injection of pace.
Look, you only have to look at his face to know. He knows minimum requirement is to hit the target from an opportunity like that. If the keeper makes a great save, then fine.
It's not like he's out of form either. He scored in his last two starts, Marcus Tudgay, against Crystal Palace on the final day and Leicester before that. Challenged by Williams, who come to close it out.
Well, he's finding it tough going. Balls into him aren't sticking. Is it going to be one of those nights for Marcus Tudgay? Because as that comes in, it's inside of the foot. All he has to do is hit the target. De Vries has gambled that he's going to go the other way. He keeps the ball down, he scores.
Swansea have earned themselves the luxury to conduct things at their own pace, and looking back, that's what they'll look to do. Plenty of possession. Right cue, it's given away by Doris de Vries.
They are pressing Doris de Vries a lot better, making him kick it longer, not allowing him to kick it short to the central defenders or the fullbacks.
Tyson didn't get the contact he was looking for on it. Here's Dobby, score of the Swansea second. Trying to stop him, McGoldrick has fouled him right under Andre Mariner's nose as well.
It's an angry reaction from Stephen Dobby. It doesn't really need to be, does it? The referee's done his job, he's given the free kick.
Barini's caught out, here's Musi. Cohen. Barini's still down. The referee feels it's a head injury, so that's why he stopped play.
Forest fans not happy. Those are the rules. Head injury. He was closed down quite quickly, wasn't he? As the ball was played into him. And he just catches the side of the Guy Musi. Watch Guy Musi. Left arm comes around, and it's a glancing blow. Purely accidental.
Well, off goes Barini, but unlike in the first leg, he will probably return.
Billy Davis has called Majewski, I think that is, from his warm-up. I wonder if we're going to see a little fella introduced. Maybe a little bit different to what they've got out there.
Back comes Barini. 2-0 down. The season's just starting to ebb away for Nottingham Forest. It's time to twist.
We thought maybe 15 minutes, didn't we? But not even 15 minutes have passed before Billy Davies feels the need to make a change.
It's away by Rankau. Chambers underneath. Now Morgan. Good lead by Williams again. Lewis McGugan. Maloney. From a Swansea perspective, Don, there's been a little bit of communication between Stephen Dobbie and the bench. I wonder if he's in a little bit of trouble.
Possibly. Maybe that's why he got a little bit animated with David McGoldrick's challenge. Maybe he tweaked something.
Well, he's cushioned the neat ball in there, looking for Barini. With a glance on from Tugai. Engel in control, now Dyer. Forrest hounding well, though. McGoldrick. Brendan Rodgers talking to Darren Pratley down there. He'd be the like-for-like replacement for Stephen Dobbie.
Well, the thing is, you know what, you're 2-0 up. If there is any kind of an injury worry, you've got Wembley to come, possibly. There's a high likelihood of that. Can't afford to be trying to run through injuries.
What there is, and even though they're 2-0 up, it's a little early to be presuming anything, but whoever comes out on top of these playoffs, there's an awful long break between the semi-finals and the final. So if you do have an injury, there's time to recover. Bumps and bruises, they're inevitable after a long season. You have a chance to carry out the running repairs. Here's Gunter. Tyson. Moussi. McGoldrick. Plenty of arms up in the middle. It's deflected. It's Gunter. And the block was from Gary Monk. It was certainly a required one. Moussi does well. Tyson trying to turn his way out of a tight situation. The challenge from Monk, the free kick right outside the box.
Right on the edge, isn't it? It's been a real good response from Nottingham Forest, it has to be said. They're hustling and harrying, and Tyson there. A lot of stumbling going on. But opportunity. Chances have come their way. There have been a couple of real good ones that they haven't managed to hit the target with. Let's try and make the goalkeeper work.
Ideally to pick the ball out of the back of his net.
I do imagine that Lewis McGugan would probably prefer this free kick to be another 5 yards or so further out, getting more of an opportunity of getting the ball up and over that wall.
Andre Marinan marching back the wall there, Don. Well, that's been the main man for Forest this season. That's their top goal scorer, Lewis McGugan. Is this his moment? Oh, crossbar again! For the second time this evening, Nottingham Forest denied by the Swansea crossbar.
What makes you wonder, is it not going to be your night? Is it really not going to be your night?
It was beautifully struck, but it was struck just a couple of inches too high. Clipped in, but clipped up and behind.
Oh, what a strike this is. It's actually too good, you know. There's such power and such ferocity in the strike. It just rises and rises and rises and almost snaps the crossbar in two. It is so unlucky. And look at that, they really can't believe it. And neither can they.
Well, the season's gone by. Darren Pratley has been the star of the show, but he's been kept out by the super form of Stephen Dobbie, who yet again departs one of these playoff semi-finals earlier than he would like. This time, no, for injury reasons rather than for tactical ones.
Well, it's been a good response, hasn't it, in the second half from Billy Davies's men. I wonder if Brendan Rodgers is feeling just a tinge of concern.
Stephen Dobbie seems slightly unhappy at being substituted. Maybe he's got an injury after all.
They've just made Doris de Vries kick the ball then. It's been so much better from that regard from Nottingham Forest.
Bradley having a bit of mobility, running in behind, opening up the space for Dyer. And that was a super challenge from Chambers, just when Dyer was starting to lick his lips. Bradley.
He's been a lot quieter tonight than he was at the City Ground, hasn't he? But a team full of other players that can cause you problems, and certainly that has happened tonight for Nottingham Forest.
Rankau, measured chip into the box. Wes Morgan away. Here comes Joe Allen. Between them, Forest have done enough. It's been a good 5 minutes, though, for Nottingham Forest.
It has. You know what? If they can get a goal, there will be a lot of nerves around here. Trust me. But got to find the back of that net.
You know, you said it at the time, as it cannoned off the crossbar, that free kick from Lewis McGugan. Is it going to be one of those nights for Nottingham Forest? It's so important, you'd think, that they don't start to believe that it is, with the chances they've had, with the breaks that haven't gone their way. The clinical nature of those two Swansea first-half strikes inside 5 minutes.
Oh, he's been outstanding, hasn't he? No wonder. Sound like a broken record. Brendan Rodgers was so keen to have him fit for this second leg.
Sinclair unmarked, and Darren Bradley puts it wide.
Well, that really would have been game, set and match. Now watch the defending. They just leave him. Nottingham Forest just leave Darren Bradley. He comes inside, I think it's Moussi. He gets a free header and he gets it horribly wrong. Darren Bradley is so much better than that.
Well, he'll be thinking maybe he could have done better. Of course he'd say that, but Darren Bradley only just off the bench, very nearly on the score sheet, very nearly ensuring that Swansea were going to book their place at Wembley. It's a blow for Nottingham Forest. Nathan Tyson off, and he doesn't look too happy, does he? Different sort of a player. Radoslav Majewski, crafty midfielder.
Well, he is. It's a blow, nevertheless, to lose Nathan Tyson.
We'll include added time. There's still the best part of half an hour to play here for Forest to try and get their way back into it. Sooner would certainly be better. Here's Lewis McGugan. Majewski. Not quite on the same wavelength as his teammates just yet.
Well, just trying to keep his troops focused, keep them roused. He knows if they can get that next goal, they're right back in it. As I say, he'll be pleased with the character that they've shown in the second half. They have asked Swansea questions.
Majewski got the touch. It's intended for McGoldrick. He could get his head to it. Now Gunter. Moussi. Morgan. Cohen. Musi. Majewski.
Got to get the cross in. Wes Morgan has gone forward. Opportunity to get the cross in. They turned it down.
It's frustration starting to rear its head. Chris Cohen threw the ball to the ground.
I do think that's where they've got to be more aware. Wes Morgan passed that ball out and sprinted into the penalty area. We've got Morgan, we had Tutguy in there. Really got to try and get delivery into that 18-yard box.
Morgan there ahead of Scott Sinclair. Hill's header. Out of Chambers. Cohen. Tutguy. I bet that miss earlier on in this second half will still be very much at the forefront of his mind. Majewski.
Look, in the second half, how much Nottingham Forest pushed Swansea back, asked Swansea questions. A good response from Billy Davis's men.
Just seen Billy Davis signal to Chris Boyd to come back to the bench. Won't be too long before we see the SPL's all-time top scorer. Pratley. Barini, he's onside here. Fabio Barini takes a heavy touch. Chambers gets back.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant from Luke Chambers. They're still fighting for it. There's a positive sign. Barini probably feel he could have done a little bit better. And watch this, good clever movement again, keeps himself onside, and then he's in, and then he has a real big touch just there. Maybe overruns it. That's the touch that allows Luke Chambers to get across. Take nothing away. Superb defending.
Yet again illustrating why he's Nottingham Forest Player of the Year. Barini looked for the flick of the near post. Away by Gunter. It's going to come back. Dyer first on the scene. Majewski's challenge. Tate for Dyer. And Chris Boyd is stripped and ready for action. Tutguy won't get a chance to atone for that miss moments ago, and Chris Boyd is his replacement.
You get games like that, it's not going to be your night, but it's the Forest people praying that it's going to be Chris Boyd's night.
Played by Gary Monk, the Swansea captain. Here's Musi. Nottingham Forest giant French midfielder. Cohen. Maguga. Majewski.
Isn't it? They're keeping the shape really well, Swansea. Hard for Forest to break them down.
Wes Morgan trying to take the initiative and force it. Majewski beyond Dyer. They work so hard in that Swansea midfield. Likes of Dyer and Britton. Touch from McGugan. A free kick for Swansea. It came up off his arm.
And unbelievable how much ground Nathan Dyer covered in that first leg. Works really, really hard, but going both ways.
Well, it's so important, isn't it, onto the way that Swansea play, that they do have the workers like Dyer and Sinclair to double up.
They do. They're both very, very hard-working lads, extremely potent in terms of creativity when they're going forward.
Here's McGoldrick. Early ball required. It's not accurate enough to pick out Chris Boyd. Offside against Scott Sinclair. McGugan nearly forced her way through. Now Radoslav Majewski. Forest desperately clinging on to hopes of keeping their season alive. But 20 minutes is left of it as it stands. Swansea 20 minutes away from Wembley. Header from Tate and from Majewski. Cohen.
Look at that, Nottingham Forest really forcing the issue.
We've got men in the middle here, need a delivery to match. Majewski. Musi could be in for Boyd, just skipped away from him.
Nearly, very, very nearly. It's a nice idea. The ball comes in, it gets deflected out. Keep it alive, Nottingham Forest. Chris Boyd is just so close to getting on the end of that.
Majewski made a bit of a difference since he came on, hasn't he, Don?
Yeah, he's done all right, hasn't he? He's a ball player. One of the things that maybe Forest could have done better is in that final third, passed the ball a little bit better, kept it a little bit better. Will certainly add to that element of the game.
A little bit of indecision. That's cost Forest at times already tonight. It's Barini. Back comes Wes Morgan. They appeal for a back pass, but that would have been harsh had that been given.
No chance. Definitely not meant. That's what I'm talking about. Just give the ball away a bit too easily.
Sinclair driving at the heart of the Forest defence, but not enough in the effort to beat Lee Camp. Majewski. Cohen. Engineered his move to Nottingham Forest from Yeovil by putting in a sterling performance in another of Forest's semi-final disappointments. He was back in League One a few seasons ago. The name of Swansea City about to be etched into Nottingham Forest's Hall of Playoff Pain. Certainly looks that way. Sinclair did well under pressure, but even forced the save from Lee Camp.
Oh, he did. This hits Lee Camp on the leg, you know. A little sharp piece of play from Swansea.
McGugan. Cohen. Majewski. And Musi. still pockets of tension about the place, Dom, that Forest will need to find a goal to really play on.
I said before, didn't I? Only 8 years ago they were nearly relegated out of the Football League, so they've certainly had their ups and downs. Swansea City supporters looking very much on the up at the moment, though.
Gunter off balance and off target as well.
He must be pleased, you know, safe in the knowledge that he's one of the best defences around as well. 4 clean sheets in the last 5 games prior to tonight. Spells out the magnitude of the task, the size of the task facing Nottingham Forest once they went 2 goals behind.
Barini, he's shrugged off the attentions, it could be in it. Fabio Barini, back comes Wes Morgan. Looks a very good challenge from here.
Forest are saying it actually comes off Barini, they want the goal kick, but you just think he's about to pull the trigger and, just maybe the slightest of touches there on the second phase, wasn't it, really? Lunged in and didn't get the ball first. Second lunge got it.
Everyone back here for Forest to defend the Swansea set piece. Barini, the assistant flagging. Gunter had a handful of him. He has been booked, remember, tonight, Chris Gunter, so he to keep his wits about him. Forest have thrown a lot at Swansea in the second half. Is it all they can muster? Are Swansea about to put this matter beyond any sort of discussion? It's a delivery from Joe Allen. Take wasn't far away. The cutback for Barini is wide.
Well, I keep talking about Barini's movement. It's Premier League, there's no question about it. And that's a great ball in. Alan Tate nearly gets on the end, but look at Barini's movement, just pulls off everybody and gets that little half a chance. Very clever player.
Off comes McGoldrick, who has a couple of first-half opportunities early on when he was released by Tyson and saw his shot glance off the top of the crossbar. There's going to be a short and lively reception. Rob Earnshaw in this part of the world, the former Cardiff City player. There's nothing more Billy Davies can do. He's made his 3 changes. Down to those 11 he's got out there to try and save the season. Majewski. Time now seriously against them as well. Chambers up towards Boyd.
He wants a corner, you know, saying that flicked off a Swansea head. I'm not happy. May well have a point. There's Ashley Williams' touch. Should have been a corner. They saw it, didn't they? Their end of the pitch. But it's the little things. Little things that just haven't got Nottingham Forest's way tonight.
Frustration leading to exasperation. It's a roving yet again. Looks like it's not going to lead to Premier League promotion for Nottingham Forest. Palmed away by Doris de Vries here. Gunter flailing as Rangel steams clear. Misplaced pass. Chambers has it back for Forest. Majewski. Good ball in for Earnshaw! Lifeline!
Wow. Wow. What a strike on the run. Clever movement again. Striker that's played at the top. A little bit anonymous in the first leg. He's only been on the pitch a couple of minutes. Bends his run, gets the wrong side of the defender and unleashes a rocket. It flies past Doris de Vries at his near post. Some people will look at the goalkeeper, but such venom in the shot. And look, he knows. Game on!
What a 10 minutes we've got in store for you here. One more Nottingham Forest goal, it goes to extra time. What an impact as well from Rob Earnshaw. 2 minutes and 4 seconds he's on the pitch and he scores for Forest against Swansea, of all people.
Of all people, yeah. They believe again, don't they? They believe. What an impact. A little bit of food for thought for Brendan Rodgers' team now. Got a bit of a dilemma.
They've also got Dyer, though. Aches and pains, bumps and bruises at the end of a long and arduous and bad championship season. At the near post, brave header by Barini. Another corner as well.
It's been given a goal kick. He's the assistant referee. Well,
the referee initially pointed to the corner, didn't he? I think it was overruled by his assistant.
Yeah.
Or helped out. Well, suddenly all the noise in this record Liberty Stadium crowd coming from the little wedge of red at one end of it.
Forest are attacking that end, aren't they? Giving them a lifeline.
Rankel. Earnshaw. Scored with his first touch after coming on.
Oh, he hit the target, didn't he? Didn't he just hit the target? A little bit of clever movement, lets the ball run down the side and wallop. It's an absolutely super strike. That's his team right back in this. You see one or two nervous faces around the Liberty Stadium.
Super run. Halted by Leon Britton. Brought out by Scott Sinclair. Earnshaw, another lovely touch. Boyd, it's Gunter.
Well, I hope that Chris Gunter is trying to shoot there and not cross, because chances like this, 8 minutes from the end of a playoff semi-final, don't come along often. Maybe angles against him, maybe he is trying to bend it in, invite Earnshaw to get on the end of that. I just felt that he could have maybe had a touch and got a strike easy from where I'm stood.
Also worth pointing out, he is a right-back filling in at the left after the departure of Paul Konchesky. Swansea change. Luke Moore is going to be sent on here.
Isn't that interesting? Take a midfielder off, put a striker on. I think the logic behind that is that Brendan Rodgers is seeing Nottingham Forest press and press, but he's also seeing an opportunity for his team to counter-attack and get the goal that would really put this tie to bed. Brave.
Well, positive, tactical thinking. Kept his side very much in the game with 10 men throughout the whole of the first leg. Musi. Rangel, first to respond. Dyer. Rangel, looking for more, only finding Chambers. Ryan hopeful from Gunter. Boyd trying to make something more of it, and he's the one who's penalised.
He's trying to be strong for his team, but a little bit over-muscular, backs in and barges Gary Monk to the ground. Gives the referee no option. Got to keep the wits about them, Forest, because they've got themselves back in with just half a chance here.
They've got 5 minutes. 5 minutes at the end of an awfully long season. Boyd's touch has found Lewis McGugan. Majewski.
Oh, that every day in training, he smashes them in from there on a regular basis, but never really quite gets it right. Always bending away. And those are the kind of situations that Forest have got to try and work for. The fans still urging them on, right with them. It's been a very brave second half performance, hasn't it, from Nottingham Forest?
Both Swansea goals, remember, coming in 5 first half minutes. Leon Britton allowed to shoot, and shooting with some aplomb from the edge of the box. And Stephen Darby bursting, siding through the Forest defence to double the advantage.
And they've got a free kick. Desperate hurry to get the ball back. Must get all the big players forward.
Chambers late to arrive on the scene as Majewski seeks to pick him out. Tate rises highest. That's Musi. And by more, Musi again. Ashley Williams took responsibility. Sinclair slips away, finds Barini. No offside flag. Getting to the time where he's tempted just to carry to the corner. Wind the clock down. On all-comers, certainly Barini, but losing out significantly. And the Spanish defender Albert Serran is being frantically readied for an introduction. Before there was a little bit of serenity about the Swansea bench. For the first time in the tie, there's just an element of panic. So near, but yet so long, the journey to Wembley, when you consider the recent history of the club.
Billy Davies trying to get a message on to send somebody forward.
Scott Sinclair, Swansea City's top scorer, withdrawn. Well, after the formalities gone of this change are completed, the next big issue will be how much added time.
It's just taken a very, very long time for Scott Sinclair to leave the pitch.
Off Radoslav Majewski, a throw-in for Swansea. We're inside the last minute of the 90 now.
I have to say, all the praise we've heaped on Forest for the second half efforts, second half performance, Swansea with a fantastic display themselves, haven't they? Very easy to see why they've got the best home record in the Championship.
There's disbelief there, isn't there, Don?
He's just heard how long the fourth official is going to put on his magic board. Unfortunately for Nottingham Forest, it's only 4 minutes. They feel there really should be more. Been a couple of injuries to attend to and lots of time wasting.
Majewski need to make things happen soon. It's Earnshaw again. Oh, denied by the post. Would you believe it? Rob Earnshaw so close to salvaging the situation for Nottingham Forest.
It's 3 times now. 3 times Nottingham Forest have hit the frame of the goal. They really do start to wonder, is it really not going to be their night?
Cohen. Musi. Earnshaw may just have another go here. Trying to tee it up for Gunter. Super defended by Angel Rangel. Corner for Nottingham Forest.
Well, he can't afford to stay down, Angel Rangel. If the trainer comes on, he's going to have to go off the pitch. They're going to have to defend with 1 less. So, if he can get up, he needs to get up now. How close was Robert Earnshaw again? Brilliant touch into him. And there you go, right across the face of De Vries. And how unlucky can you be?
Rankin has heeded your advice. He's up. It's in by McGugan. It's out by De Vries. Lee Campbell's forward to make problems for his opposite number. Back we go. Out by Gary Monk, the Swansea captain. Here's McGugan. Gunter. Cohen keeps it alive. Lovely whipped-in ball. De Vries nearly lost it. Back across goal by Maloney. Earnshaw blocked by Williams. They're appealing for a penalty there, Nottingham Forest. It's just going to be a corner.
And it was struck with venom, and it was so close, almost impossible for a referee to give. But Swansea City living on the edge.
Forest throwing absolutely everything. Punched away by De Vries. It's McGugan. What a slip and what a moment. Swansea can come out here. Pratley. Camp's not in his goal.
He's got it.
Darren Pratley's done it. Swansea are going to Wembley. As Forest poured forward, Pratley broke up to one end and took advantage of the Forest adventure. Swansea's 3, Forest 1. Extraordinary scenes at the Liberty Stadium.
Well, it has been an amazing night, I have to say. Absolutely amazing night. You've got to feel sorry for Nottingham Forest. It just wasn't going to be their night. And that's going to be highlighted by this slip. Just there. Just about to pull the trigger, and then it's all about Darren Pratley. This is a fit lad, a quick lad. He gets his time, he gets the ball away, and he picks the perfect shot. Starts the ball outside the goal and bends it into the middle of the net. It's absolutely brilliant. He's made it look a lot easier than it actually was. And now Brendan Rodgers knows he's going to Wembley.
Well, like his mentor, Jose Mourinho did at Old Trafford, he's off up the touchline, Brendan Rodgers. His first season in charge is going to end at Wembley one way or another.
Well, already consoling each other, aren't they? It's been a valiant effort. Of that, there is no question. Each and every one of them can hold their heads up high.
McGugan, this time he's caught it. And he only fires it wide. The extraordinary thing is there have been so many nearly moments in the match for Nottingham Forest. 3 times they've hit the woodwork. Couple of penalty shouts in the first half. As we see the confirmation of Darren Pratley booked for his celebration. Well, you can't blame him, can you?
Like I said, they're going to walk off here and they can look themselves in the mirror, Nottingham Forest. say, Swansea, cast your mind back 90-odd minutes in the first leg with 10 men. They were absolutely magnificent. Gave them the opportunity to do the business tonight in a match that they could have easily already been out of. Absolutely brilliant.
Earnshaw's throw. Clearance by Monk. Free kick for Swansea. The Swansea bench like a coiled string, ready to burst onto the pitch in celebration. And Andre Mariner's whistle means that the celebrations in this part of South Wales can start. The fans pour onto the pitch. And that signifies that this is a rare achievement for Swansea City. 6 years ago, promoted to League One. 3 years ago, promoted to this level. And still very much alive with hoping to complete the transition to the Premier League. Certainly they'll get the chance to fight it out in the playoff final. Billy Davies ignoring the outpouring of emotion from the home support to pay tribute. It's a wave, it's heartfelt. How much is laden into the meaning of it in terms of a farewell, or is it just see you next season? We shall see. An extraordinary night on one thing or another.
Well, I think the whole tie has been extraordinary. It's sending off in the 53rd second of the first leg. All kinds of incident. An unbelievable performance by 10 men against 11 men. We've had action, we've had incident, we've had refereeing decisions. We knew we would. And Swansea, they've just been magnificent. We all admire the way they play the game. And you know what? Wembley will suit them. Really, really suit them. But make no mistake, they have had to work overtime to overcome a terrific effort from Nottingham Forest.
And it was Forest who started so strongly. Let's get some reaction and join Greg Whelan.
Leon, what a night. You're going to Wembley. Tell us how that feels.
It's an unbelievable feeling, you know. The second half was extraordinary, you know. They was coming at us, hit the crossbar, hit the post, and then we break away and score. Darren Pratley's scored a great finish there from the halfway line to seal it.
That's what I want to know. What went through your mind when you saw him racing away with the ball there and no goalkeeper?
To be fair, I was thinking, get to the corner flag, I think. Don't shoot, but to do that in the, what was it, the 92nd minute or something, showed great composure, great technique. It seemed like it took ages to roll in the back of the net, but it got in there. But, you know, you've got to give credit to Forest. You know, they were superb in the second half, worked us really hard, and, you know, on another day it might have been, you know, might have been their day.
Let's go back to the first half. Great goal. How good is it to score a goal of that quality on an occasion like this one?
Yeah, it was nice to get the goal. I don't score many, especially with my left foot, but it was a case of it just cut inside and just thought, why not have a pop? And unfortunately enough, it went in.
Let's bring in the manager. Many congratulations. How proud are you of these players, Brendan?
Oh, been absolutely fantastic. Been proud of them all season, no matter what happened in the playoffs. But I think we showed everything, how we played football, and obviously you see tonight we had to be resilient. A wonderful match, fantastic, great for the viewers, but obviously it was a great win for us.
Nottingham Forest pushed you all the way tonight, didn't they?
Yeah, absolutely. It would have been a fantastic final because they're a very good side. You know, they pass the ball, they get players that can hurt you, and obviously being 2-0, we had other chances. They had hit the bar as well, but I can't speak highly enough of my players, and as I said, a wonderful group.
Fantastic night for this football club. Full house here tonight. What part did the supporters play?
Well, I asked before the game that I felt that the 20,000 would sound like 50, and hopefully you heard that on the television because, you know, as I said, they encouraged the players right the way through the game, and the atmosphere was magnificent.
In all these celebrations, we shouldn't forget, should we, the role that these lads played in the first game at the City Ground?
Well, that's what I'm saying. They were heroic in that first game. You know, that's what allows you to have these celebrations tonight, because we could have been very easily out of the game, but to play the way we did, you know, tactically we were very good, and as I said, you need a big heart, and all these guys have hearts the size of bin lids.
All these years at Swansea, you're going to Wembley. Highlight of your career?
Yeah, it's got to be the highlight. I think I've been at the club quite a while and seen a lot of lows, but you know, recently we've had a few promotions, and to get to the Premiership would be you know, a dream come true for a lot of the lads.
Many congratulations. You're also the Empire Man of the match. Well done tonight. Well done to both of you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
What an extraordinary story. And he's delighted, Brendan Rodgers, that he got Liam Britton back here. He might have been relegated along with Sheffield United, but he came back here in January. John Toshak, the man who took Swansea from bottom to top, end of the 70s, early 80s, he's revered here. But Brendan Rodgers is the new special one. As far as these Swansea City fans go, this really could be the best time in their history. Just 2 seasons in the top division. Legends, the both of them. Callaghan alongside Toshak. 2 great figures in Swansea history. And they will just be loving the fact that this team is playing with such grace, such confidence, such class. And they're winning as well. And they are at Wembley for just the 3rd time in their history. Incredible. But it'll all count for nothing, of course, if they don't go on. Goalless for the first time in history, the first 2 playoff semi-finals. And Swansea have beaten Forest here despite their very good efforts. All achieved.